In the quiet corners of the Philippines, something strange has started to appear. Creatures with features that don't match anything we know.
Dragon in real life.
Bodies that look mixed, altered, or completely unknown. With each new sighting,
What the that man?
people are beginning to wonder if these beings came from nature or from another world. So watch closely, because you never know when your country will be next. A group of fishermen in Indonesia was spending a normal night by the swamp in 2024, setting traps and talking, when one of them spotted soft ripples moving across the dark water. They first thought it might be a large fish, or maybe even something spiritual. They placed a chicken near the edge as an offering, hoping to calm whatever was there. But what came out next left them silent. A strange, slimy creature with glowing eyes rose from the water, grabbed the chicken, and slipped back into the depths. The men quietly packed up and decided that night was enough. Many say they never returned. Hybrid from sea? People across the Philippines were stunned by a strange find. A creature with the body of a fish and a head that didn't match anything locals had seen. Even stranger, it had firm, sharp teeth holding onto its food like it ruled the river. Its rough, unusual texture only made the scene more confusing. Those who saw it in person believed it might be an undiscovered hybrid, something that doesn't appear in any known records. The sight left many wondering if there are still creatures in the water that scientists haven't come across yet. River tail creature. This group of friends was relaxing near a river when a dark shape slowly moved toward them. At first, it looked like a long black eel, so they approached carefully. Using a stick, they tried to lift it from the water. After a tiring effort, they finally raised it onto the riverbank. What they found left them unsettled. A long black creature covered in hair, with no clear face or familiar body parts. It looked like a tail with a head attached. Filmed in a river in the Philippines, this strange find still confuses everyone who sees the clip. Ditch creature. One rainy evening around 8 p.m., a man and his friend stopped by their farm to check things before heading home. Everything felt normal until they walked near a small ditch and spotted movement in the water. At first, they assumed it was an ordinary animal, but then they noticed a pair of glowing eyes staring straight at them. The shape looked dark and strange, nothing like any creature they knew. They froze for a moment, then rushed back to their car. Even the police couldn't explain what they saw. Whatever was hiding in that ditch left the whole community confused. Beach dragon. On August 19th, 2016, someone visiting a beach in Tibet stumbled upon something that looked like it came straight out of a fantasy story. Lying right there on the sand was a creature shaped like a dragon, and it looked as if it had fallen from the sky. Its wings were huge, and its scales and mane looked unlike anything people had ever seen before. Instagram and Reddit filled up quickly with posts, with many calling it a real-life dragon. It was hard to believe something like this could appear out of nowhere. The mystery still remains unsolved, but this discovery became one of the most unusual things ever found. Hard to accept, but impossible not to talk about. Winter stranger. Someone was walking through a snowy forest when something unusual caught their attention between the trees. At first, it looked like a simple shadow, but when they zoomed in with their camera, a tall human-like figure slowly came into view. Its whole body was covered in pale hair, and it moved across the snow with a strange, smooth motion. Locals call this creature the Ithal, a mysterious being said to appear only during the coldest winters. Its glowing eyes and unusual face give it an otherworldly look. After watching it for a few moments, the figure slipped back into the shadows, leaving the forest quiet again. River Shadow. An Indonesian YouTuber named Nufusi went live one night while exploring a forest with his friend T. Locals had warned them about something unusual living in the nearby river, but they didn't think much of it. Most of the night was calm until they reached a swampy area. There, they noticed something dark floating on the water. It had long, claw-like hands reaching outward, as if trying to grab onto something. They stepped back slowly as the figure sank and disappeared beneath the surface. Later, when they reviewed the footage, the shape was still clearly visible on camera. Beach entity. Walking along a calm beach in Thailand, a family came across something they never expected. Lying on the sand was a strange creature that looked like a fish, but its head was unusually large. It had 4-fingered claws, pointed teeth, and pale skin that didn't match anything they had seen before. Curious about what it could be, they contacted the local authorities. Officials arrived and examined it carefully, but even they couldn't figure out its origin. They decided to send it to a lab for more testing. The mix of a fish-like body and human-like features left everyone confused, making this one of the strangest finds on that shore. River mystery. Along a riverbank, a man was walking when he noticed something odd in the water. As he got closer, he saw a strange creature swimming near the shore. Its shape was so unusual that he couldn't tell what it was supposed to be. Half of its body was underwater, and its mouth wasn't clearly visible. It looked a bit like a slim crocodile, without eyes or sharp features, giving it a very eerie appearance. After staying near the surface for a short while, the creature sank back into the water, leaving the man completely puzzled about what he had seen. Crater Guardian.
Estoy hablando así bajito. Porque estoy viendo algo.
An explorer climbed up to the edge of Masaya Volcano, hoping to see nothing more than rocks and smoke, but what he found left him completely stunned. Inside the crater, a huge creature was moving across the ground. It had an ant-shaped head, a spider-like body, and long legs that carried it smoothly over the rocky floor, almost as if it was guarding the place. The explorer quickly recorded the scene and then stepped back carefully. Nothing else moved around it, and the creature looked fully aware of its surroundings. When the video was posted online, people were amazed and wondered what kind of being could live inside a volcano.
Como si se tratase de un monstruo.
Shoreline giant. The tourist was on his way to the beach for a relaxing day, but his plans changed the moment he arrived. Lying on the sand was a massive, unusual carcass that didn't look like any normal sea creature. Its body was extremely long, its tail stretched far behind it, and its jaws looked like they belonged to something ancient. The entire scene reminded him of a creature from prehistoric times, as if it had lived deep under the sea until recently. No one could say for sure what it was, or how long it had been there, but it left people stunned. Cathedral Watcher. This strange moment was filmed in 2020 on top of a cathedral in Nicaragua when a tourist saw something he truly didn't expect. Standing at the highest point of the building was a figure that looked like a gargoyle. At first, he assumed it was just an old statue, but then those wide, eerie wings opened slowly, making him step back in shock. It looked alive, almost like it had been guarding the place for years. Some say it could be a spirit tied to the cathedral. Others think it might be a living creature that chooses this place as its home. Sky Dragon. A college student in South Africa was resting on his rooftop when something giant moved across the sky. At first, he thought it was a large bird, but as it came closer, he saw wide wings, a long tail, and a body that looked like something from old dragon stories. It seemed to struggle as it glided over the city before drifting behind the clouds. He quickly pulled out his phone to record it. When the clip reached the internet, people were amazed. Some even said these creatures might still be out there, hidden in places we rarely look. Forest Watcher. While walking through the woods in the Philippines, a traveler came across something he never expected. Far ahead, a tall, dark figure stood completely still, as if it was focused only on him. It didn't look human at all, and the moment he realized that, he turned and ran. When the clip reached the internet, people couldn't stop talking about it. Some believed it was a mythical guardian of the area, protecting its land from outsiders. Others had their own theories. Whatever that figure was, it left the traveler shaken long after he left the forest. Red-eyed bird. In a small village in 2023, locals managed to capture a creature that left everyone uneasy. It had a bird-like shape with glowing red eyes that could send anyone stepping back. Its face looked a little like an eagle, but something about it felt wrong, almost unnatural. The villagers stayed cautious around it, unsure of what they had actually caught. For now, its identity remains unknown, and the creature continues to raise questions. Whatever it may be, it's not something most people would want to come across, even in daylight. Boat visitor. This fisherman was on his way to his boat for his usual morning trip when he stopped in shock. Sitting right on his boat was a creature he had never seen before, and it looked so unsettling that he couldn't bring himself to look at it for long. He called out for help, and within minutes, people gathered around. Everyone who saw it reacted the same way. Its body looked similar to a seal's, but its back seemed torn. Its face looked a bit like a gorilla, and its hands had a shape that reminded people of old stories about witches. Some thought it was a strange mermaid, others believed it might be a failed experiment, but no one could agree on what it actually was. Rock crawler. On August 29, 2017, a woman in Taiwan recorded something unusual crawling across the rocks in Shu. The creature looked like a tangled clump of moving threads, similar to horsehair worms, which are known to twist together during their life cycle. But this one looked far stranger than anything people usually see. It moved in a way that didn't match any ordinary creature, making the footage even more confusing. Moments like this make people wonder what else might be living around us, unseen. Sometimes the world feels bigger and stranger than we think, and this little creature was a reminder of that. Roadside figure. An explorer was walking through a wooded area when he saw something that completely shook him. Near the corner of a small road, a human-shaped figure was sitting still, covered in black from head to toe. It had tiny, horn-like bumps on its head, giving it a look he could only describe as unsettling. The explorer felt like the figure was waiting for him, and fear took over. He ran away immediately and never returned to that place again. When the video went viral, people shared different opinions. Some thought it was a staged prank, while others insisted it was real and claimed they had seen similar things before. A butterfly? You might think it's just a butterfly, but this one is unlike anything else. Its wings are bigger than a man's face, which is not something you see every day. There's something strange about the way it moves, almost like it doesn't belong here. Whatever it really is, it's definitely one of a kind and has everyone talking about these unusually large insects. Night Wanderer. Go. In 2021, a man in Taiwan went for a nighttime walk through a forest, looking for a bit of adventure. Locals had warned him about something unusual living there, but he didn't take it seriously. As he walked deeper, he started hearing low growls and movement in the bushes. The sounds grew stronger with every step. His camera caught something shifting in the shadows, and then a tall figure with long hair and claw-like hands appeared for a brief second before slipping back into the trees. The man ran out in fear, and to this day, no one knows what that creature actually was. Shore being. This woman was taking a calm walk along the beach when she noticed something unusual lying on the sand. A huge creature had washed up, and its dark, scaly body didn't match anything she had ever seen. There were no clear features to identify it, which made the scene even stranger. Soon, people online started giving their own ideas. Some said it might be a sea globster, while others believed it could be the remains of a whale that had changed shape over time. Still, no one has been able to say what it truly was, leaving the discovery open to mystery. Forest movement. Lucas in Turkey was heading toward his bus stop when something odd near a forest edge caught his attention. He couldn't tell what he was looking at, so he quickly took out his phone and began recording. On camera, a light brown moving shape appeared, covered with twisting tentacle-like parts that hid whatever was inside. The way it moved felt strange enough to make him stop in place. Hoping someone could explain it, he shared the clip online. Even after many views, no one has given a clear answer, and this strange encounter still sits without an explanation. Farm intruder. For weeks, a farmer named Noah had been troubled by something disturbing his cattle, but he never managed to see what it was. One day, a strange creature finally appeared on his land, and he knew right away this was the same intruder. He caught it and placed it inside a cage. But even then, he couldn't understand what it was. Its size and shape reminded him of a chupacabra, though smaller, with a face that looked a bit like a rough-looking pig. It kept pushing against the cage as if trying to escape. The man stayed confused, unsure what this creature could be. Cave giant. Deep inside Mammoth Cave in Kentucky, researchers recently came across something that left everyone unsettled. A massive insect-like creature was discovered with long legs and a presence that didn't feel familiar at all. People online reacted strongly, trying to decide if it was some unknown species or simply an oversized bug living far from human eyes. From the size and the way it looked, many believe this could be something completely new to science. Whatever the truth is, this finding has reminded everyone that hidden places often hold surprises we never expect. Wall swarm. Most people have seen a bee's nest, but a spider's nest is a whole different sight. A man spotted something odd stuck to a wall, layers of material that looked like clumped hair. Curious, he reached out to clean it, but the moment he touched it, dozens of spiders rushed out from inside as if it were their home. These small creatures, known as harvestmen, are harmless and often feed on insects, other spiders, and even bird droppings. What surprised him the most was how quickly they gathered again, immediately starting to rebuild their strange little nest. Staring being.
What the hell is that?
A hiker walking through the woods came across something that left him completely puzzled. While crossing a grassy patch, he noticed a creature sitting still, staring right at him. It didn't move at all, almost as if it was waiting for him to react first. The closer he looked, the more confused he became. Some people online later said it was just a boreal owl, but from the way it was sitting and watching him, many weren't so sure. Whatever it was, the moment got everyone talking and made the hiker rethink what could really be hiding out there.
Nice. I'm even more confused than I was like 20 feet back.
Cabin watcher. While staying alone in a forest cabin rented through Airbnb, this man noticed something moving near the fence one evening. At first, he thought it might be a bear, but as he watched closely, he realized it was something much different. A tall, hairy creature with strange horns and facial features stood near the trees, looking unlike any animal he knew. He quietly said hello, but the creature didn't react. Feeling uneasy, he went inside and locked the door. The entire night stayed silent. When he stepped out the next morning, the creature was gone, leaving him completely unsure about what he had seen. Hairy wanderer. Elijah in the Philippines spotted a black, strange-looking creature wandering around his farm. Its whole body was covered in thick hair, and it looked almost faceless, which made the sight even more unsettling. Curious, he searched online for anything similar and found that it closely resembled a creature from local folklore known as the Sigbin. In those stories, the Sigbin walks backwards, has its head positioned low near its legs, and can sometimes move in unusual ways. The creature on his farm shared many of those traits, making the moment feel like a myth stepping into real life. Unknown entity. Near a river, a man noticed something unusual in the water. A creature was spinning in full circles, non-stop, and the movement instantly grabbed his attention. People online quickly said it was just an eel, but watching the video, it didn't move like any normal eel. Its spinning motion and shape felt different, almost too unusual for a regular river creature. Whatever it was, the moment left viewers with more questions than answers, and the man could only wonder what he had witnessed. Tree Watcher. One night, a camper was trekking through a dense forest with only a torch guiding his way. As he moved deeper, he heard leaves shifting nearby and decided to check the sound. When he pointed his light toward a tree, he froze. A pale, human-shaped creature was clinging to the trunk, staring straight at him with a face that didn't look like anything familiar. Fear rushed over him, and he quickly turned off his torch and ran through the dark path. Locals later said it resembled the Rake, a creature from northeastern U.S. legends known for its quiet presence and sudden appearances. Glowing Fox. One night, a man got lost in Japan's Shirakami Sanchi forest. It was completely dark, and he couldn't find his way back. Then he noticed a soft, glowing light moving through the trees. Following it, he saw a mysterious creature with 9 glowing tails, floating gracefully above the ground. He recorded it as the fox-like entity danced around before vanishing. Afterward, he realized the glowing being had actually guided him back to the right path. Many believe this was the legendary 9-tailed fox, a protective spirit from Japanese folklore.
Damn.
Cave Centipede. This creature looked unreal at first sight. Long, many-legged, and moving across rocks like something from a different world. It reminded many people of Omokari from Japanese folklore, a giant centipede said to live in mountains and caves. In those old stories, Omokari is so powerful that only divine forces can stop it. Seeing a similar creature crawling in real life would make anyone step back in fear. The moment felt like a piece of mythology coming to life right in front of the camera. Baltic Sea Mystery. Back in 2011, dock workers at a Baltic Sea port in Germany noticed something strange in the shallow water. As they got closer, they saw a weird, tube-like mass that gave off serious alien worm vibes. People online couldn't stop talking about it, wondering if it was a bizarre natural formation or an unknown sea creature. So far, nobody has confirmed what it really was, leaving this eerie sight a total mystery. Eerie turtle. A man spotted what looked like a turtle, but it was far from normal. Its triangular head, sharp beak, and long, twisted tail made it seem completely unnatural. He filmed it and shared the video online, and soon the internet was buzzing with theories. Some called it a brand new species. Whatever it was, this odd-looking creature left everyone both fascinated and a little creeped out. Sewer figure. In Hangzhou, China, a group of utility workers was checking areas near the city's edge when something unusual near a sewer drain caught their attention. As they moved closer, they saw a dark creature lying on the ground. Its body was fully black, and its long, bald face looked somewhat like a mix between a dog and a pig. Its hands looked strangely human, while the rest of its shape leaned more toward a wolf-like form. The workers recorded the scene before officials arrived and took the creature away for study. No results were shared afterward, leaving the entire incident surrounded by quiet mystery. Night Visitor. In a quiet village far from the city, a man kept hearing strange sounds around his house each night. It began with footsteps above him, scratching on the walls, and wings flapping somewhere near the roof. One night, he decided to record whatever was causing all of it. As he stepped outside, the noises grew louder, and something shifted in the dark. He pointed his camera toward the sound and caught a quick look at a creature with brown skin, long, thin limbs, and wings that looked like a bat's. It froze for a second, let out a loud cry, and then lifted into the night sky. His recording ended right at that moment. Human-faced owl. Ever saw an owl with a face that looks almost human? That's what happened to a bird explorer in China while he was studying species near the woods. From a distance, he noticed a strange figure near a rock. As he got closer, he felt uneasy and stepped back right away. It was an owl, but its face had features that looked oddly human, and it was much larger than an ordinary owl. Seeing it reminded him of old stories he had heard about ancient forest beings. He felt like this creature had been living there for a very long time, so he quietly left the area without staying any longer. Forest Vesper. Deep in the Eastern European woods, a man encountered a creature unlike anything he had pictured. It had wings similar to a bat, a face shaped like a raccoon's, and bright, glowing eyes that stood out in the dim light. People later referred to it as the Vesper. The creature didn't move away, but stood firmly in its place, almost as if warning him to keep his distance. With those glowing eyes fixed on him, the man didn't take any risks. He quickly turned around and rushed out of the forest. Backyard spiral. Julian noticed his pet cat staring at something in the backyard with intense focus, almost like it couldn't look away. Curious, he walked closer to see what had captured the cat's attention. On the ground, a strange creature was twisting in a spiraling motion. It looked like a mix between an octopus and a spider, with a tiny body and no clear face. The sight startled him. He quickly picked up his cat and rushed away. When he later returned with the authorities to check the spot, nothing was there, even after a full search. Fairy Flutter. Next is this man who once came across a tiny creature that left him confused and amazed at the same time. It looked a little like a dragonfly, but something about it was completely different. Its body was bright green, and its wings had deep shimmering colors that changed as it moved. The way it fluttered didn't match any insect he knew. Its shape, size, and glow made it feel almost magical, like a small fairy drifting through the air from another world. Cloud Shadow. A strange video began to spread online, showing a dark shape moving high above the clouds. Many viewers thought it was just a bird or possibly a drone, but once the camera zoomed in, the figure looked nothing like either. It appeared tall, human-shaped, and had wings. Some people compared it to the old stories of the Mothman, a figure people talked about in the 1960s that was said to appear before major events. The clip grabbed attention instantly, and even today, no one can say for sure what that flying figure truly was. Floating Python. During floods in Patani, southern Thailand, locals were shocked to see a massive python floating in the water. Its lifeless body drifted with the current, but what caught everyone's attention was its swollen belly, making people wonder what it had eaten before ending up in the flood. Some thought it might have been a neighborhood dog, but seeing this enormous snake moving in the water left everyone both startled and curious. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of the upcoming amazing videos.